Please welcome back Michael Katkar.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. It's now time for recognition. The people you're about to see have grown in the business through 2017 and deserve a massive show of recognition for their achievements. But I will warn you now, I'm on my own today. So, will there be mistakes? What do you think? Absolutely not. So, starting with our brand new gold distributors, will you please welcome on stage, here we go, Francis Farry and Ryan McLaughlin. Please welcome on stage Joanne Hutchin. Harriet and Alistair Jenkins. Thank you, well done. Maggie Beattie! Hello, Maggie.
Show me prejudice and greed, and you show me how I must learn to deal with this disease.
Susie Moult!
In a different light than I did before, and I found the cause. And I think that you can be my cure. So teach me what your plan, where your shoes, talk like that, I'll be an angel and think.
Now, let's have a look who've achieved an extra bonus of £1,500. Please welcome on stage Hannah and Lewis Richards. Monica Dolman and Marcin Wodnicki. Rachel and James Folger. Lorraine and Rory Hain. Steve and Louise McGough.
Put your love on me, 'cause I won't let you down. I won't let you down. We'll be singing. Put your love on
Thank you for all your support.
all around.
Michael Conroy and Kirsty Slater.
Sing it, 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 sing it. We'll be singing.
Chris and Claire Kinsella.
'Cause I won't let you down. I won't let you down. We'll be singing. Put your love on me.
our next category. At Senior Distributor, please welcome on stage Nicole Kaywood and Richard Swallow.
Put your love on me, 'cause I won't let you down. I won't let you down.
Rachel and James Folger.
I feel it all around. I feel it all around. We'll be singing.
Put your love on me, 'cause I won't let you down. I won't let you down. We'll be singing. Put your love on me.
At Senior, please welcome Joanne Hutchin.
We'll be singing. We'll be singing. We'll be singing.
At Bronze Executive, please welcome on stage Nicole Kaywood and Richard Swallow.
Your love on me, I feel it all around. I feel it all around. We'll be singing. We'll be singing.
Lorraine and Laurie Hayes.
Put your love on me, 'cause I won't let you down. I won't let you down. We'll be singing. Put your love on me.
Ladies and gentlemen, at 10 Active Wide, will you please welcome on stage Mr. Craig White.
Tengo en esta historia algo que confesar. Ya entendí muy bien qué fue lo que pasó. Y aunque duela tanto, tengo que aceptar que tú no eres la mala, que el malo soy yo.
No me conociste nunca de verdad.
Dave Birtwistle and Angie Tonkin.
No quisiera estar en tu lugar porque tu error solo fue conocerme.
No eres tú, no eres tú, no eres tú, soy yo. No te quiero hacer sufrir, es mejor olvidar y dejarlo así.
Así, échame la culpa.
No eres tú, no eres tú, no eres tú, soy yo.
Kevin Ryder and Becky Spink. Hey, Mr. Ryder, how are you, my friend? Fantastic. You're right. Let's have
Right anymore. I don't really wanna fake it no more. Play me like the Beatles, baby, just let it be. So come and put the flame on me. Yeah.
Mr. Bob Webb.
I don't really wanna fake it no more. Play me like the Beatles, baby, just let it be. So come and put the flame on me.
No eres tú, no eres tú, no eres tú, soy yo. No te quiero hacer sufrir, es mejor olvidar y dejarlo así.
Stephen Smith and Dennis Chamberlain.
No te quiero hacer sufrir, es mejor olvidar y dejarlo así.
Échame la culpa.
Solamente te falta un beso, solamente te falta un beso, ese beso que siempre te prometí.
Andy Buxton and Laura Kelly.
Beso, solamente te falta un beso, ese beso que siempre te prometí. Échame la culpa.
Okay, I don't really wanna fight anymore. I don't really wanna fake it no more. Play me like the Beatles, baby, just let it be. So come and put the flame on me.
Stuart and Robin Lee Hurd.
I don't really wanna fake it no more. Play me like the Beatles, baby, just let it be. So come and put the flame on me.
No eres tú, no eres tú, no eres tú, soy yo. No te quiero hacer sufrir, mejor olvidar y dejarlo así. Échame la culpa. No eres tú, no eres
The one and only Zoe Clemson.
tú, mejor olvidar y dejarlo así. Échame la culpa. Solamente te falta un beso, solamente te falta un beso, ese beso que siempre te prometí.
Adam Swire and Debbie Heron.
Solamente te falta un beso, solamente te falta un beso, ese beso que siempre te prometí. Échame la culpa.
Let's go to the beach, eat, let's go get a wave. They say what they gonna say. Have a drink, clink, found a Bud Light. Bad bitch like me, it's hard to come by. The Patron, let's go get it down.
Rob Foster.
Is it too
Becky White. Peter and Myrna Wellock.
Starships were meant to fly, hands up and touch the sky. Can't stop 'cause we're so high. Let's do this one more time. Starships were meant to fly,
David Wilson and Julie Knight.
touch the sky. Let's do this one last time. Can't stop, we're higher than a mother.
Karen Boardman.
When you call my name, it's like a little prayer. I'm down on my knees. I wanna take you there. In the midnight hour, I can feel your power, just like a prayer.
Eileen French.
You there, I hear your voice. It's like an angel sighing. I have no choice. I hear your voice. Feels like flying.
Chris and Claire Kinsella.
Oh God, I think I'm falling out of the sky. I close my eyes. Heaven help me. When you call my name, it's like a little prayer. I'm down on my knees. I wanna
Jennifer Sinnott.
in the midnight hour, I can feel your power, just like a prayer. You know I'll take you there, like a child. You whisper softly to me,
Laura Harrison and Paul Sharp.
just like a child. Now I'm dancing, it's like a dream. No end and no beginning. You're here with me, it's like a dream.
Nicole Kaywood and Richard Swallow.
When you call my name, it's like a little prayer. I'm down on my knees. I wanna take you there. In the midnight hour, I can feel your power, just like a prayer. You know I'll take you there. When you call my name, it's like a little prayer.
Rachel and James Folger.
I take you there. In the midnight hour, I can feel your power, just like a prayer. You know I'll take you there. Life is only
Harriet and Alistair Jenkins.
one hand, oh Lord. I hear you call my name, and it feels like home, just like a prayer. Your voice can take me there, just like you used to me. You
Right.
used to be, just like a dream. You are
We have some 30-30 car winners. Please welcome on stage Pamela Kent.
I got secret, I got key to another way. I got key, I got secret
Rachel and James Folger.
to another way.
Ladies and gentlemen, of course, this year we've also had some mini winners. I don't mean small winners, I mean mini car winners or £10,000, whichever they chose. Will you please welcome on stage Chris and Claire Kinsella. Jackie and Stephen McCormick. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the next distributors who are going to come on stage have also qualified for the mini incentive. Of course, it means I will force them to make a decision. Will they take the £10,000 or will they take the car? Ladies and gentlemen, to make that decision live on the Kleeneze stage, will you please welcome the latest mini winners, Harvey Kent and Tracy Payne.
Having a good time.
How are you? You all right, my friend? You all right? You all right? Hello, Tracy. You all right? Mwah. Let's get a photograph first. Nice time. So, you just stay there. And you come over here with me. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is Harvey Kent and Tracy Payne. They qualified a bronze executive and held that position, I forgot for how many periods, but it's a criteria I wrote a long time ago. But they held it, and they held it for a long time, which means they have qualified for that car or £10,000 cash. Now, in a moment, we're going to give them 30 seconds to make that decision. 30 seconds is all they have. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get 30 seconds up on the screen. You're going to argue this one out between yourselves. Then I'll ask you to make a decision. Just tell me which one of you will tell me what you're having. It's clearly going to be you, isn't it?
Because I might get it wrong.
So let's give them 30 seconds to make the decision. May I have a clock? There we go. Make your decision. You have 30 seconds to decide from now. Thank you. Now, I'm hoping they have made a decision. If they haven't, tough. But I'm hoping you've made a decision, and the first thing that comes out of Tracy's mouth is what we will stick with. So, just before we go to that, asking you what you want, I mean, that is a beautiful car.
Lovely car.
I do think you would suit that. I think you would suit the money, because, so really, the decision is going to be yours, Tracy. Now, I've got something, oh yeah, here we go. I don't know how I lost that. So, Tracy, tell me, what is it going to be? Is it going to be the car, or is it going to be, now we normally have a suitcase of money, but I think I've lost it somewhere. Standard. So, is it going to be the car or this suitcase of money that you would normally have, cash or car?
Do we get both?
I think that disqualifies it completely. So, only you.
You don't ask, you don't get there.
Then we'd like to take the cash, please, Michael.
Thank you very much. Congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, winners of £10,000. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. You deserve it.
Thank you.
The wonderful Harvey Kent and Tracy Payne, £10,000 winners. So ladies and gentlemen, that was recognition. Now we have 3 more Kleeneze success stories. Now I've never had another loud Asian on stage. I thought I was the only one. So ladies and gentlemen, our first Kleeneze success story for today. Will you please give a huge Kleeneze welcome, because he's quite shy. Huge Kleeneze welcome to Mr. Satvinder Sagoo.
I've been sent out to tell you fucked up.
What?
There's something else. Look at the screen.
Oh, I forgot something. He can wait. So, it's been a long year so far. So, to become a Kleeneze star, you have to qualify for all the welcome rewards. You get all the welcome rewards and you are granted stardom as a Kleeneze star. Ladies and gentlemen, will all the Kleeneze stars please come and join me on stage?
So please don't make me wait, 'cause I don't wanna break, no, I don't wanna fall. When you're next to me, content I'm not afraid to be. You don't make me wait, and never let me break, you never let me
Ladies and gentlemen, These people are so important to our business that I forgot them. So I'm truly sorry. No, Kleeneze stars are so utterly important to this business. So thank you for everything you have done. It is so important, but just let this be the beginning of your Kleeneze journey. Ladies and gentlemen, our Kleeneze stars! You're right. Okay. Thank you. Now for our next speaker. Those are our Kleeneze stars. Thank you for doing everything you've done. So now for our next speaker. Really needs no introduction because I've already done it. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Satvinder Sagoo.
ICC! Let me feel your energy, let me feel your passion, and let me feel it loud and clear. Are you ready to rock 2018? New starters, welcome to the fantasy world of Kleeneze, a world where effort doesn't just pay you peanuts, it pays you a life-changing income. And in Kleeneze, we're more than just a network, we're a family. Because in Kleeneze, we ride together, we fight together, we bleed and sweat together, we laugh and cry together, we fall together, we rise together, we believe together, and we achieve together, don't we? Yeah. 10 years ago, when I started this business, I was confronted with the same bull of fear as everybody else. You know, it's backside raised, nice and high, ready to charge into me. And I call it the bull of fear because change is just that, fear. You know, but we can do two things with fear. We can either run away the other side, run away a mile from it completely, or we can just grab the bull by the horns and just go for it. Or you can do something crazy like me. I just saw the backside and I said, that is just one big spanking job, man. You know? So what did I do? I ran to Ann Summers. I went to Ann Summers and I said to the attendant, I need a spanking stick. And she gave me this ditty little thing. And I went, that ain't gonna do nothing. I need something big. And she goes, I haven't got anything bigger at all. And I goes, no, you don't understand. This is a dire state of emergency. This isn't just any backside. This is a backside and 3/4 I've got to deal with here. So I need the biggest spanking stick that you got. So she gave me a big one. And then what I did was I went to this bull of fear. I looked it in the eye. I grabbed it by the horns. I sat it up on its back. I got my spanking stick. I gave it a spanking. And I said in one loud voice what we all say when we go for glory. And that is, giddy up, boy, let's go. And you know what? I remember when I did my first drop, you know, I was like this little kid walking into Transylvania. I was like, you know, and when I went to the doorsteps and I saw customers, I thought the customers were going to turn to Godzilla and eat me alive. You know, I thought the letterbox was going to turn into Jaws and rip my limbs off. I thought the door was going to turn into Frankenstein and chase me around the streets. You know, but none of that happened. Why? Because, guys, 85% of what we worry about isn't there. But the other 15% we can't control, but we can control our attitude towards it. Yeah, you see, belief is seeing something in your mind when you can't see it in your eyes. It's having that faith when you can't see the staircase. My first 3 pickups were absolutely terrible from 250 catalogues each. Get this, £29, £16, £33. I could have easily quit, but I carried on. And then my next drop from 271 catalogues was £381. So I kept rolling and rolling and rolling. And I felt good, and I was like Commando Sagoo. I had my guns ready, and I was like, you know. I could just wipe everything away. Nothing could stop me, not even the bad pickups, not even the zero pickups. And guys, I've had zero pickups from $350. You know, that's just the way it goes. You have to take the rough with the smooth and keep going. You know, that is life, not just Kleeneze. You know, and I've had some challenges myself. You know, I've fallen down off 10 rows of steps and I've done my ankle in. You know, swelled it completely. I needed the hospital. Guess what I did? I limped on and collected my catalogues. You know, I damaged my knee. You know, popped my knee out of its socket. I had popped it back in. The following day, guess what I did? I limped and collected my catalogues. You know, I've popped my collarbone out of its shoulder, or shoulder out of its collarbone rather. You know, I was in a sling for a day. You know, I took it off and I was asked, why was I moving my arm like Robocop? Guess what? The following day, because I was going to collect my catalogues. You know, so I did that. You know, it's called passion, guys. It's that flame in your heart that burns brightly that can only be put out by your own complacency. If I focused too much on the hospital, I would have been in hospital bed and got nothing done. But the fact that I focused on my catalogues and my results meant that I got something done. And I look back and I think, did I really get through those obstacles? Yes, I did, because I carried on and I never gave up. And speaking of drive, how many of you are working full-time and want to go full-time? Raise your arms and give me a loud cheer. Let me tell you this. I wrote my notice out and I put it on the wardrobe, okay? And then every time I got up, I looked at that and I was like, that's what I want to do. In just 10 months into Kleeneze, only a 13% customer base and absolutely no team, I went full-time. I went full-time, you know, I just did it, you know. You see, what we tend to hold on to is what we're going to lose rather than what we're going to gain. I wasn't concerned with the fact that I was going to lose a £1,250 paycheck. And people were saying to me, Sat, you need the security of a full-time income. My only security was deep down here in my heart, the belief that I can and I will. You know, and what my focus was more concerned on was the fact that I had 60 extra hours a week to build my empire, to go to as many meetings like this, you know, to mingle with the amazing leaders that we have in this business, and to become this absolute crazy nutter that slaps his head with a catalogue on Facebook Live, as people see, you know. But guys, I'm serious. If you believe in this business, if you are passionate about this business, don't carry on being a shadow of your potential self. If you really feel you can do this, don't mess about, just go for it, you know? If you love this business, if you love being self-employed, and I have always aspired to being self-employed, even though I got married, but if you really believe in this business, just go for it. Go for it, why not? If I can do it, why not you? You know, you know, and it's, you know, it's like feeling the fear and just going for it, you know? So, you know, if you really want to do this, just do it, you know? And life's also going to bring you a lot of challenges, you know? And I'm guaranteed, speaking to a lot of people in this room, that's probably gone through a lot of trauma, you know? And, you know, in life, you can keep trying so hard, but you can fail, you know? And life's always going to do that to you. But what we've got to remember, guys, is this blue planet never stops spinning for nobody. You either run with it or you get left back so far behind that you can't give up. I can guarantee I'm probably talking to a lot of people that had to sum up a lot of courage to come here. You probably had to cry in the back there. You know, you've had something hard happen to you. You know, you've lost a loved one in your life. You know, you've broke up in a relationship. You've had financial trauma. You've had all sorts going on. You know, everybody knows my story. You know, in January 2013, I lost a marriage to another woman. On June 20th, 2014, I woke up when I was going to take the kids to the air show to find that my wife had actually eloped with my kids to live with a new partner. In the beginning of 2016, I was in dire straits. My house nearly got repossessed on 2 occasions. I was behind with so many bills, so many months, you know, and at times I felt like stopping, so I had to become the heartbeat myself, you know, but I kept going. Why? Because I'm in the era of Satitude, you know, and Satitude, well, what's it all about? You know, everybody knows what it's about. We don't just turn up at the office. I kick doors down. I break walls down, you know. I grab demons by the scruff of the necks. I throw them around like ragged dolls. I rip their horns off. I stick it in their mouth, and I send them back to hell where they came from, you know. It's about believing when the world is against you, and it's about going even when your heart feels it can't. So I'm telling every single one of you right now, Every single one of you that's gone through any trauma whatsoever, it doesn't matter how hard the setback, believe in yourself. Never give up. You pick yourself up, you dust yourself down, you keep going, and you keep going with purpose. You know, my purpose in my life was for my kids and for everybody that's following me. You know, can you imagine me telling my kids, don't give up? Oh, but Daddy, you gave up. You know, but the fact that I can talk to people without having to say anything, you know, and they follow that, it means the world. I mean, I've even had some of your kids, video message me. It's just been amazing, that experience, just to be able to touch them in that way, But guys, rise up, harness that warrior spirit within yourself, and trust me when I say, no matter how hard it is, you can do this. I did it. I'm still standing here after everything that happened to me because I believed. And if I can believe, so can every single one of you. Guys, I want to say, I've waited a very, very long time to come on this stage, and I've been on here. It's been heaven being in front of you, just speaking in front of you, and, I've had a blast. Thank you very, very much for listening to me. Thank you very, very much for believing me. I love you all. Thank you very, very much.
And I guess that's what they call Satitude. Thank you, Satvinder Sagoo. Very much appreciated. Ladies and gentlemen, now for our next success story. Will you please welcome on stage the absolutely adorable Maria Longright?
Hello, everyone. I don't know how I'm going to follow that. It feels amazing, if a teeny bit terrifying, to be up here in front of you today. I feel honoured to be asked. So, over the next 10 minutes, I'm going to share my story with you and leave you with a tip which will hopefully help you with your focus every period in 2018. Before my husband Derek and I joined Kleeneze, we were working as social workers in Sheffield, living in this terrace house in the city. Derek was a manager of a large mental health day centre, and I worked with children and families. This was very stressful work, as you probably can imagine, working with some of the most desperate people in the city in an organisation that was steadily getting poorer year on year. I worked ridiculously long hours, getting on for double the amount I was paid for, often. And in my child protection role, I regularly had to make decisions that could literally be a matter of life or death. And even though this was 15 years ago, I can still remember that knot of anxiety in the pit of my stomach that I would get, early mornings worrying, is that child safe? Is that child still alive? So it was physically and emotionally draining work, but we'd both been doing it for years, and neither of us had ever thought about doing anything else. It was what we did. It was all we knew. And there were definitely some rewards along the way too, when you could see the difference that you'd made to a child or family or individual. So I've no doubt we would have carried on doing exactly the same for the rest of our working lives, had it not been for a dramatic turn of events that led us to finding Kleeneze. And that was that Derek found that he couldn't tolerate some of the things that City Council was doing to save money. They were doing it secretly, because he could see how that would lead directly to some of his clients dying. So he became a whistleblower to expose what was going on. And from that time on, the council put all its weight behind a vicious campaign to discredit him and shut him up. This was so intense and long drawn out that Derek ended up going off sick with the stress of it all. And we got deeply embroiled in a very, very long legal battle to try and clear his name. After the first year off sick, now very depressed and earning no money whatsoever, Derek stumbled across an advert in a local paper for delivering and collecting catalogues. He thought it was something he could do that was simple, stress-free. He could fit it in around all his visits to the solicitors and all the statements he had to write and so on. And he thought it would go some way to restoring his self-respect. At that point, all he wanted was enough money to pay for a bottle of wine and a takeaway at the end of the week, or maybe 2 bottles of wine. As for me, I was still stuck in the job paradigm. I just saw it as a stopgap until the legal battle was over, and then he could find a proper job again. So we got started putting out 200 catalogues twice a week, and in our first period earned £470, which surprised us both, and was about £300 profit from the kit that we'd paid for. But then, a few short months later, Derek had a massive heart attack, which nearly killed him. That was it for me. I couldn't stand working any longer for the same organisation that was destroying Derek. I wanted out. And by that time, I'd started to realise that this business could be our escape route. I could see that at its heart, it was all about people and relationship building, and a much more straightforward way of helping and empowering people than social work was. So we decided to get involved in the team building side and grow our business so we could replace my job income. And within 3 months of making that decision, we went gold with a cheque of over £1,500. Thank you. I can't tell you how liberating it felt to leave that job. It's amazing what you can achieve when you want something badly enough and you know exactly what it is you want. But things didn't magically get better overnight. Derek's legal battle with the council carried on relentlessly for another 5 years. Eventually, thankfully, we won an out-of-court settlement, though pretty much all of it went straight out to pay for solicitors' bills and barristers' bills and so on. And the years of stress had taken their toll on Derek's physical and then his mental health. At one point, he cracked up completely, was sectioned, taken away to hospital for several months. So there were still some very tough times. Life was obviously giving us some very good lessons to learn. But the thing that helped us survive, and this is the thing, was the fact that we had this business and that we'd been able to escape the job world, because that meant we were able to completely transform how we lived our lives. We'd been free to leave the battlefield of the city and move to the Lincolnshire countryside. We live in this 400-year-old stone cottage next to my wonderful mum and dad. Our daily lives now are simple, stress-free, giving us all the tranquility that Derek still needs. We have no debts, nothing on finance, low outgoings, not working for anyone else but ourselves. And even though Derek is 3/4 retired now, he still enjoys the discipline of retailing consistently with catalogues, come rain or shine. There are many Kleeneze businesses bigger than ours, and lots of people earning much more money. But I think success comes in many different shapes and sizes. It's entirely personal, isn't it? And I can honestly say I couldn't be more grateful for the life this business has enabled us to lead. Thank you. Kleeneze has taken us around the world on some amazing 5-star holidays, all luxury. And I think the lifelong friendships, which other people have referred to, that you make on these holidays are one of the things that are right up there in the top benefits of going. We also were given a fabulous Mini Cooper, which still goes like a rocket 10 years later, and many adventures we've had in it. But you know, the greatest gift Kleeneze has given us is the simple daily pleasures of living where and how we do. Nearly losing Derek has really made us appreciate what's important to us, which is making time for each other and the people we love. We enjoy complete time freedom. I always think that's quite hard to express what that means, but whether that's going out for long walks with our beautiful dog Casper, who brings us so much joy, or playing out in the canoe, or rescuing baby hedgehogs over winter, that's Lionel that we have at the moment, or never missing a sunset, and most importantly, spending time with our family, who mean the world to us. Now, none of these things cost much, if any, money, But the thing is, we can do them anytime we want. We have complete control over our time, and that just is freedom that you can't put into words. It feels fantastic. I'm so grateful for this and much more. For the wonderful people that have come into our lives as a result of this business. Some of you are sitting here today. Our lovely team members who show such kindness and support to each other. I feel so privileged to be involved in their journey as they work towards their goals and dreams. I'm grateful for the times we spend laughing together and drinking and learning too. And I'm grateful too for the incredible teachers we've learned from. I'm so glad that Rob Foster is speaking here later today. He's the single most inspirational teacher we've had since we joined the business. And of course, we're grateful to the company as well, led so determinedly by Michael. And perhaps the most life-changing thing of all in my story is the personal development journey I've been on. Learning to be my own boss, so that's all about being responsible for and directing my own life, that really has changed me from the inside out. I've developed a completely different mindset. My self-belief, though still a work in progress, I have to admit, is so much stronger than it was before I joined the business. I now understand something that we're just not taught at school, which is how our reality is completely shaped by what we think, by what we're telling ourselves up here. Who knew that? I certainly didn't. I love this quote. If you correct your mind, the rest of your life will fall into place. Whatever our circumstances, whatever our personal challenges, our world can be one of limitless possibilities if we can only open our minds and realize it. So who would have thought that this catalogue thing that we joined for a pizza and a bottle of Shiraz would have given us all of this? I hope I've shown you how, when it really, really counted, we used this opportunity to take control of our own lives and live more happily. Derek says it allowed him to rescue his life. So how grateful do you think we feel to be in this business? And now for my tip. It's something we've been using for years in our team, but it's not specific to any system. Anyone can use it at any time. What it is 5 fundamentals for success. We made up a daft acronym for it. We felt it was punchy, a little bit crunchy, and it looks like something that's escaped from a Batman comic. It's GAPAR. So what is it? Well, the first one is goals. As we heard so brilliantly from Fiona this morning, setting goals is crucial. We have one life, so don't we really need to decide how we want to spend it? Goals need to be personal to you. Don't compare, no one else's, yours. And write them down on paper, not just this or that. Physically write them down on paper. Give them power. And once you know what it is you want, you need to make a plan to work out how to get there, the detail of what needs to get done and when. And don't overlook the power of the simple weekly planner, again, like Fiona showed earlier, and the to-do list in this. So you've decided on your goals, worked out a plan, but nothing's going to happen unless you take action, daily action on your plan. Work the recommended numbers consistently. Consistency is so key in this business. It's all part of putting in the action with a good attitude. Without a good attitude, you're almost bound to get bogged down. You're just making it so much harder for yourself. We all need to develop a strong, positive attitude. When trouble hits, aim for a quick recovery time. Keep on keeping on. A strong attitude is crucial to your success. In fact, Derek's fond of saying, if you can only pick one business tool for your toolkit, pick a good attitude, because if you've got that, you'll find all the rest of the things you need. And all of this brings you to your results. Track them daily, weekly, throughout the period, celebrate them, learn from them, and take that learning through to the next period. So we focus on GAPAR in our team as a structure to help people check themselves out each period on each fundamental. It's a way of getting the best out of yourself into your business every single period. It'll help take you from where you are now to where you want to be, because successful periods are the stepping stones, aren't they, to our bigger goals and dreams. You'll also find that GAPAR is a brilliant framework to help you in your coaching. So that's my best tip. Get some gabha every period in your business, and also get some gabha into your life for yourself. And finally, I'm going to leave you with this wonderful quote from Napoleon Hill. In every adversity lies the seed of an equal or greater benefit. And I put this up here because I think it really relates to how we, the network, have responded to the testing times we've been going through. The way we've been supporting each other more than ever before, both within teams and between teams, sharing information across team boundaries, and I hope we'll do more of that, as Michael said, celebrating each other's successes, thinking what can be done and sharing solutions, the camaraderie and the loyalty. These are massive benefits that come out of adversity. Stronger together indeed. And what I think I've learnt in the last decade or so is that adversity can really bring out either the worst in you or the best. And you know what's great about that? It's we ourselves who get to choose which it's to be. When we hit a challenge, we can either allow it to stop us or use it as an opportunity to learn and stretch ourselves to overcome it. And it's in the stretching that our growth comes. It's how we become stronger. It's part of the success story that we're in the process of creating for ourselves. So let's make 2018 the year when we all rise to the challenges, because there will be some, grow our businesses as we grow ourselves, and of course, make sure we have plenty of fun along the way too. Thank you for listening.
Thank you.
This business has so many amazing stories in it. So many of them. Sometimes people say that it's the stories that make the business. And for me, the time freedom ones are always my most popular and favorite ones. If anything can buy you time in the way Maria talked about it, then whatever it is you're doing is the most valuable thing you have. There is no greater commodity than time. So thank you, Maria, for a fantastic presentation. And now for our last success story of the day before we have our final speaker. Ladies and gentlemen, will you please welcome on stage the absolutely amazing Claire Kinsella! This is Kate.
A time comes in your life when you finally just get it. When in the midst of all your fears and insanity, you stop dead in your tracks and somewhere the voice inside your head cries out, enough. This moment is your turning point that leads you to success and happiness. This is what happened with me and Chris. We had that turning point where we finally realised what we had in our hands and things just started to change. You see, we've been in Kleeneze for 5 years this year, but we didn't get off to a fast start. In fact, we were in the business for 4 months before we hit 10% and 2 years before we hit gold. So never give up. For us, what started to lead us towards that turning point was sat in this room at the January Showcase 2015. There was a couple of reasons for that. One was because K-Life was launched, and we could see a massive opportunity with that and the online side to the business. But there'd also been a second part criteria to the destination of Jamaica. There was a below gold league table, and we were number 3. We couldn't believe our eyes by this. We were so very excited. We'd saw people, winning these trips, but I don't think we ever really thought it was something that we were capable of doing. This was now within our reach, and it got our business moving. We worked really, really hard, day and night, pushed, and we did go on to qualify for Jamaica, which was the most amazing experience. But I don't think we ever fully understood the impact that qualifying for this trip was going to have on our business and our life. You see, it all became about the way Jamaica made us feel that changed everything for us. You see, there was lots of mixed emotions around Jamaica. There was a real sense of pride and success that we'd achieved that. It gave us a taste of a lifestyle that we now never ever wanted to give up. but there was also a massive feeling of failure. You see, Jamaica was our goal, it was what we were pushing for, and when we got it, we stopped doing what we'd done to get us there in the first place, and our business very quickly spiraled downwards. In fact, when we were in Jamaica, it was end of period, and our team turnover was only £500. It wasn't even 10%. This did hit us hard. We were very embarrassed by this. We felt like failures, and we felt like we didn't deserve to be on the trip. But despite that, and how hard that was to take, it was actually the best thing that ever happened to us, because it made us come back more stronger and more determined than ever before. Sometimes you have to hit rock bottom to be able to bounce back, and that is what happened to me and Chris. Some of you may have experienced similar things. You may have lost team members. Your business might have gone back a bit, but we all have a choice, don't we? We have that choice to either quit or to come back fighting. We decided to come back fighting, and it was the best decision we ever made. We learned so much from it, this being the first thing. Success, it's never owned. It's only ever rented, and the rent is due every single day. We learned that the hard way with Jamaica, and we'll never take our foot off the pedal like that again. We come home from Jamaica with a fire lit inside of us that's been driving our business ever since. We got back, and within 3 months, from a £500 team turnover, we were a gold business turning over £9,000. We've qualified for every single destination. Every destination that's been available to us since. We've been to Paris, we've been to Madrid, Mexico, India, Jamaica, and we also just got Krakow and Las Vegas. We went on to get a £1,500 bonus for holding our pin. We won the 30-30 mini challenge. We moved up the sales plan 3 places to Silver Executive. We were the Vision Group Distributors of the Year last year. We won the Challenge Cup trophy, and we've just won the Executive Cup trophy. And earlier in the year, we got a £10,000 cash bonus, which paid for a surprise family holiday to Disneyland, Florida for our kids. But our biggest accomplishment, the thing we're more proud of more than anything else, is the amazing team that we're building. We believe that we have the best team. We have some amazing people who inspire us in their own individual ways on a regular basis, and we couldn't be more proud. The success is filtering through our team. It's not just us winning the trips and the trophies and the cars and the money. Our team are too. You know, that is what is important to us, and that's what we'll always, compare our success to. Winning the Challenge Cup trophy and the Executive Cup trophy were massive goals of ours, and we were so proud to achieve them. But I can't tell you, standing on this stage today and receiving that trophy next to Rachel and James receiving their trophy has just blown us away. We've never been more excited about our business and our future in Kleeneze as we are right now. Now, lots of people often ask us, how have you done what you've done? What's your secret? How do you work your business? And when I tell them, they look at us a little bit disappointed because we don't have a secret selling system or a secret recruiting tool. We just do what we're all taught to do. We sell some stuff, we share a great idea, we teach that on, and we work damn hard at what we do. This business is our life, it's our passion, it's our future, and I would rather work 16 hours a day on my future for myself than 8 hours a day for a boss any day. But we do have some tips as to what I believe has definitely helped us along the way, and the first one being this: the little things, they do matter. Too many people are trying to find a big secret that's going to change the business instead of doing what they're taught to do. We was in the early days as well. And it was only when we finally understood that the little things consistently done on a daily basis compound over time and make the biggest difference of all. So learn to master the mundane. The things that you think don't matter, they do matter. And if your sponsor gives you a step-by-step guide, you follow it step by step. Don't leave things out because you think that bit doesn't matter or you make assumptions and prejudge people. Just follow the system and the compound effect will kick in. My next tip is you've got to create some excitement in your business. You have to be the one to create the buzz and the energy that's going to drive your team to 2018. It has to come from you. My next tip, I think, is my favourite tip of all. Never underestimate the power of coffee and wine. You have to build friendships with your team, relationships, have that bond, and have some fun in and around the business, because the team that plays together stays together, and our lot showing them how to do that. You need to become the person that people look up to. You know, this business is not like the job world. We're not anyone's boss. We can't sack them. We can't take the bonus off them. We can't tell them what to do and just expect them to do it. We are leading a volunteer army, and the only way we can do that is through influence. We've got to inspire people to want to do as you do. So lead the way, show the way, but remember that not everybody listens to what you say, but they'll always watch what you do. And 9 times out of 10, they'll pick up on your bad habits before they pick up on your good ones. So make sure you're portraying yourself the right way at all times. You know, I very often hear people say, I don't care what anyone thinks about me. But in this business, you really need to care what people think about you, because if you want people to join you and you want people to follow you, then they have to like what they see, don't they? So be true to yourself, do the right thing, you know, work hard, be a good person. You know, I've learned so much about becoming a good person from my husband, Chris. I have genuinely ever known anyone to go out of the way, regardless of the impact to himself, to do the right thing. You know, he really believes that you get back in life what you give, and I think we can all learn from that. You know, over the last 6 months, we've seen so many people step up to the plate and help people that have needed it the most. And that's something that we have to carry on doing. You know, we are stronger together, and I think that's something that we need to carry on through 2018 and forever, not just when times are down. So my next tip, your smile is your logo. Your personality is your business card. The way you leave others feeling after being around you is your trademark. And I think that's something that we all need to think about and consider. You know, what type of person are you to be around? You know, are you an uplifting person or are you a drainer? Do you make people feel good about themselves? You know, if you have the power to make anyone feel good about themselves, then do it, because we all need more of that, don't we? So, 2018, we've already decided it's going to be our best year yet. Who else has decided that 2018 is going to be their best year? Who is going to throw everything that they've got into making sure 2018 is their best year? And who would like to go and show a few people what Kleeneze is really made of? So why not let today be your turning point? Why not let today be the day that you decide enough is enough? And let's go out there together as Team Kleeneze. Let's bounce back higher than we've ever bounced before. And let's go make 2018 the best year this company's ever seen. Thank you.
The absolutely wonderful Claire Kinsella. Ladies and gentlemen, now on to our closing speaker of today. And in my humble opinion, probably one of the greatest speakers that we've had the privilege to have in our organization. Probably inspired thousands and thousands and thousands of people in the 25 years that he's been in this business. And it's such an honor to have leaders like this in our business, because whilst we have leaders that can inspire in the way that our closing speaker will inspire, we will be stronger together and we will have a very successful future. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a huge, massive, Kleeneze welcome, and I mean this, there is only one, but the one and only Mr. Rob Foster!
Thank you. Thank you, Kleeneze. It's funny, you know, when you come on last, you've got everyone's mess, everyone's stuff. Everyone's stuff's left everywhere. It's horrible. But hey-ho. Hey, what a fantastic day. What an absolutely fantastic day. And we've heard from some great speakers today, but I've really been okay today until Maria Longwright's words and her talk, and I'm almost in tears in the back there. Do you know what? Maria touched on the single most important thing that's, for me, for the last 25 years of my life, has been the biggest thing that I value, and it's my personal freedom. The freedom that we have because of this business to be able to do what you want to do every single day of your life. None of the material things, no money, no nothing comes close. Not having to get up to an alarm clock and do what you want to do every day and spend your life in your way is the single most important thing. And that's what this business can give you. I'm going to have to try and keep to me slides as such. I've got a few pages of slides to try and keep me on some kind of track so that we get out of here for 8:30. Because it's really, really hard. I mean, Martin Bell mentioned this morning about trying to put 20 years into 10 minutes, and I've got to try and put 25 years into as quick a time as I can, because I always run over, because I get so excited and so off track, and for all I might have some slides to keep me in some kind of order, I spend too much time waffling about a whole other shit as well that I don't completely lose my way. But my first slide is just quite literally what makes Kleeneze special. Yes, it's important to keep on keeping on, and we've all gone through an unbelievable year this last year, and we've all kept on keeping on, and I applaud you all. In fact, you, us, the company staff, everyone behind the scenes, everyone at head office deserves a massive round of applause, because it's been a tough year. There's been some ups and downs, but everyone's pulled everything together. And just quickly, actually, can I have a quick show of hands? Who's had some ups and downs in their life before Kleeneze? It happens, doesn't it? It happens. So ups and downs come along. It's just how you go through them. But one thing that is quite amazing about Kleeneze, what makes it special, is it is 95 years old. And that's quite unreal. When I joined the business in 1993, I joined in 93, and the company then, just a couple of years later, celebrated its 75th anniversary. Now, I was obviously around back then, so I was fortunate enough to be able to pick up this book, the 75th anniversary celebration of Kleeneze, and it's just nice to be able to see it. I've carried it around with me for years since, because it shows that we had history. You can say to new people who've been around this length of time or that length of time, but this really did do it. It had people like, here we are, where are we? Queen. Sorry, I should have marked the pages, but I kind of just do it like this every time. Queen Mary visiting the factory in 1941. You had the current Queen Elizabeth visiting the factory in 1956. I know you can't see it from the back, but I'm not lying to you. I mean, would I lie? And some of the old products throughout the years, it goes through all the different years. Margaret Thatcher visiting, love her or hate her, Margaret Thatcher visiting in the 70s. And then we had some of the famous Kleeneze people across the years, like one of the first Kleeneze trips I ever went on was, I was sat next to a fella called Gerald Fenn, and he asked me whose group I was in, and I said, oh, whose group are you in? And he just said, oh, the Fenn group, and I'm like, oh, lovely. Then I find out Gerald Fenn had been in the business since November 1940. The guy had been around since 1940, and then we had like Jim and Vera Nicholson, I met them, and the wonderful Jill Nicholson, who's become such the best friend anyone could wish for in the last couple of years with me. And it was just amazing. Gavin Scott, when he was way younger, and his ponytail was way longer. And it's just fantastic to see this, Bob Webb, so many others of these, what I saw at the time were famous people. But I was around when the 75-year book came out. I'd just joined, I'd not been in that long at all. And then here we are now celebrating 95 years. In 5 years' time, we're all going to be in this place, or a much bigger place, excited and sharing ideas, because we'll be celebrating 100 years. It's exciting times. And another thing that I've actually got, which a little bit of history, Sat might want to borrow this off me later, actually. Someone did ask me, actually. They asked me the other day. I took her to a meeting in, I don't know where was I, Peterborough, at Pete and Jackie White's meeting, and I was walking from the car park up to the room, and someone says, Rob, what's that? It looks like something from what do you call it, 50 Shades of Grey. And I thought, God, I'd never seen it in that kind of way. But now I only see it in that kind of way. It's actually... If you squint, you might be able to see it. I very much doubt it. But on the handle here, it says Kleeneze 1928. And it was my great aunt's. And sadly, when my great aunt died and my granddad was cleaning out the house and he come across this, even my granddad saw this, he says, hey, Kleeneze, isn't that thing what Robert does? Give that row, Robert. Because they call me Robert. It's with an I, Robert. Give that row, Robert. And it's Kleeneze 1928. But for us people in the Northeast, if you don't know already what it is, this is our version of a Dyson. Because up north, we're a bit behind. I'm from the northeast of England. I spent the first few years of my life when I left school in the shipyards. I used to be a shipyard blacksmith. But this was actually for, you used to put your carpet over the washing line, apparently, and then whack your carpet and get all the dust out of your carpet. So this is like I guess it's a northeast version of a vacuum cleaner, a Dyson. But it is lovely to have it. I've traveled, again, from this, which gives us our history, and this, I've carried it around since, actually. I think it's absolutely fantastic. But another thing that makes Kleeneze special, apart from our history, is what's been mentioned so many times today by just about every single speaker that spoke. The camaraderie, the loyalty, the friendship, building friends that like in my case, had friends for 25 years or more now. I don't know anything else. You people are like my family. I love so many of you. I don't know everyone. Mind, I think most of you were in Jimmy Spice's last night, just off Broad Street. I think I bumped into most of the audience in there last night. But what's lovely is, I guess more people know our face when you've spoke on the stage than we know yours. But it is lovely when people just come up and say the nicest things. A chap, and I don't know his name, I feel terrible, in Andy Stevenson's business, I think, came up to me last night, an older chap, and he says, you know something, I haven't made a fortune, but I've been in this business for 10 years, and all I've done is deferred my pension, and I've been able to pay off my mortgage. And I thought, wow. I says, that's just such a fantastic story, though. That's a fantastic, life-changing story. And he just come up to us when we were eating and just said, I absolutely love this business. He'll be around here somewhere, because I'm sure he was with Andy on Andy Stevenson's table. But it's those kind of stories that make the business special. It's stories like Nicole and Richard. I mean, I don't mean this disrespectfully at all, but the children, the kids. My kids are 23 and 25. My two children are 23 and 25, and that's exactly how old Nicole is, 23. So to see them come in the last 18 months, and you heard the story earlier, do what they've done in this time is just absolutely incredible. And that's what makes Kleeneze special, because it doesn't matter where you come from or what age you are, you can do what you need to do with this business if you just apply yourselves. Another thing that I've mentioned before, young people coming through like Nicole and Richard, people like, oh, I'm going the wrong way, sorry, that's me on the clicker, nervousness. Gold distributors. In our business, Abby, she was gold distributor at the age of 19, and we were all on a conference out there in Miami, and she was buzzing that she had this beautiful yellow, it was like a prom dress, evening gown, whatever you call it, Cinderella dress. That's what she called it, actually, my Cinderella dress. And seeing Abby just in Miami, buzzing, absolutely buzzing at being a part of all of this, and I'm thinking, yeah, it must be. To be only 19 years old and exposed to this business and this lifestyle already is incredible, because I was going on for like 28, 29 when I come across it. You know what I mean? I was getting on a bit. You youngsters like Nicole and Richard and Abby, it's just phenomenal what you've got ahead for yourselves. Absolutely phenomenal. You can build this business at any age, and that's what makes Kleeneze special. And people like these. The party animal that is Peter White. We went on a cruise one day in Miami, and we just about drank the ship dry. But again, at any age, you've got the party man of Peter White, and then the very glamorous Jackie White there. Again, just being able to work their business, build their business, and spend every day together in their 70s, it's just absolutely amazing. And I know they won't mind me saying that, and Peter might not actually be 70 yet, but it's there, mate, it's there. It just doesn't matter what age you are, neither. And another chap that I met years ago, one of the oldest people in Kleeneze, Bob Webb, sorry, not Bob Webb. Bob Webb would be the most successful person in Kleeneze. No. One of the oldest people in Kleeneze, a good friend of mine, John Hawkes, one of the first meetings I ever went to in Newcastle, Gavin's Opportunity Meeting. It's a bit like this. No. There was about 25 people in the Cairn Hotel in Jesmond, and I can remember being there one night. I was 28-year-old, I'd just joined Kleeneze. I'd been from a shipyard background, and Gavin had been a shipyard fitter, and I'm coming along to this meeting for the first time. But one of the first meetings I went to, I met John Hawkes, who was from Milton Keynes, because his accent wasn't from the northeast. And I'm like, oh, what are you doing all the way up here then? He says, oh, I'm just coming up to try and learn. And I'm thinking, wow. And got on chatting with John at the bar, and he was 58. So I was 28, and he was 58. And this taught me a lesson throughout my years of Kleeneze was, it didn't matter where you come from, because I was from the north, he was from down south. I was right next to the coast. You know, if you put a compass in where I live and draw a 30-mile radius, half of it's underwater. John was more inland, right? I had a stupid crap education, really. John was highly educated, had his own business, really intelligent person, and yet all those years and miles apart, there was a 30-year age gap between us. Yet across the next 25 years of our business has gone along together, and we've achieved pretty much the same things in the same time with a 30-year age gap, different part of the country, different backgrounds entirely, and that taught me another lesson throughout all my 25 years, that it didn't matter where you come from or what your background was, anyone could make it. You didn't have to be a special person, you just needed to put in a special effort. But what you will get, because as I say to people all the time, Kleeneze works for anybody who works at it. There's no question about that. There's too much success. There's been some great success stories covered today, and Kleeneze works for anybody that works at it. However, you will get distractions along the way. You're going to get people come up to you and say, this is the best thing since sliced bread. This is the best thing since sliced bread. Oh, what are you messing about with that for? What, got yourself a proper job? I've had this from all of my family. My stepdad was one of the cruelest people to me. Some of my closest mates tried to put me off the thing. And then one lad who joined this other networking thing, and I'm not going to mention its name, I'd only been in Kleeneze about 2 years. Two and a half years. And this lad had joined this networking company. We still, it's the best thing since sliced bread, Rob. You could make a fortune at this. And I was earning about 2.5, I think. I was earning about £2,500, £3,000 a month or something. That's all I was earning back then. And he says, but Rob, I would walk away from it. I'd walk away from it because you could make a fortune in this, because it's this and it's that and it's the other. Let me tell you a little bit about what it was. One of their products was a shampoo. And I'm talking in 1995, 96. I'd been in Kleeneze about 2 or 3 years. Their shampoo was £47. I can remember saying to him, because he was called Christian, I says, Christian, £47 for shampoo. And he's like, it's not just shampoo, Rob, it's a complete hair care treatment. I says, a complete hair care treatment, are you off your... I says, so's Vosine, and it's about £1. £47 for shampoo. I says, do you know what, Christian, where I'm from, with our Dyson, I says, where I'm from, £47 will get you a little car with about 6 months MOT on for a few months. I says, I don't know anybody in my circle who would pay £47 for shampoo. And then there was other skin things like facelift in a bottle, and 28 quid for this, 47 quid for that, 35 quid. And I'm like, Christian, I don't know anyone who would buy them kind of things. I really don't. So I stuck with my little Kleeneze thing with our everyday product, because that's another thing that I think makes Kleeneze special. We've just got everyday products in a little catalogue, and you know what? Our stuff sells itself. Who agrees with me? Big show of hands. The stuff sells itself. It doesn't get more simpler than that. So I found a little button. You know how Kim Jong-un and Donald Trump have had a bit of conflict with who's got the biggest button? Well, I got a button years ago for when people like Christian would call me, and I'm thinking, I wish I had it back in 1996, because now if Christian came at me about his £47 bottle of shampoo, I just need to press my...
Warning, bullshit alert.
So my button has an entirely different use than Donald Trump's. But it kind of does the same job. Rob, we've got this mascara and it's £28. Women are going to love it.
That was bullshit.
Rob, it's a complete hair care treatment.
Bullshit detected. Take precautions.
We all need one of them buttons for these kind of people, honest to God. Anyway, another thing. Right, I'm going to get started now and I'll go really quick. Martin, honestly, the first page was my kind of run-in bit. Another great thing about Kleeneze, it gives people hope. Hope was mentioned today by a couple of speakers already, and it's something that people need. They need that every day, even if they're in a horrible job, and a horrible set of circumstances, and a horrible, perhaps, financial stress or whatever. They need to have some kind of hope that there's light at the end of the tunnel. Everyone needs hope, and Kleeneze can certainly give people that. And when you think about it, there are a lot of people out there looking for what we have to offer. They just haven't come across it yet. And very, very simply, and I've always said this for all my years in Kleeneze, what a way to make a living. The more people you help make money, the more money you make. What a way to make a living. So write some of these little one-liners down, because my job today was to try and give you a few one-liners, little tips, bits of advice, things that have helped us make our business work and reach the levels we reached, and also incorporate a little bit of my story of why it's worth keep on keeping on. Because, my God, it is. But take a few notes as we go along, because these little one-liners and some of these notes will change your life. The fastest way and most effective way to build your business is to contact your warm market. I can't stress that enough. You must contact the people you know. It would be crazy not to. Don't prejudge people, because that's what will get your business off to a really fast start. I've got some figures here. I've skipped on my thing because I've gone the wrong way. Be proud of what you have to offer. Now, I can't understand not being proud of what we have to offer, because straight away people can join this business and get involved from day one and make themselves some money. And with what the ups and downs and the difficulties that we've had this last 12 months, which are all behind us, as has been said, it's in our past now. We just have to focus on the future. I've got a little stone tablet thing that I brought off my desk. Again, this is kind of a northeast thing. We still write on stone tablets. But, and again, yeah, I know you can't see it, but I just picked it up at last minute and got it put it off my desk. It actually said, write this down in your notes, because this is important. If we all did the things we are capable of doing, we would literally astound ourselves. If we all did the things we're capable of doing, we would literally astound ourselves. And if we just go with that in 2018, we will turn this thing around like you would not believe. This simple stone tablet. It's kind of what we have in the Northeast as a post-it note. They're just a bit thicker. Anyway, yeah, be proud of what you got to offer. Now, all we have to do is work hard, share it with our people. And I'll tell you what happened for me. I joined Kleeneze halfway through a sales period. So week 1 and week 2 were already over. I joined on week 3. I ended up giving about 7 catalogues out to some neighbours and friends. I got those catalogues back after a couple of days and I'd done £142 in orders. I was so excited that the stuff had sold itself. 142 quid. A lot of people have done far more than that in their first week, but that's all I did and it excited me. But I also sponsored a couple of people and collectively we did £900. The following week, I didn't do as much myself. I was busy with work and everything, but collectively we did about £1,700. And then my first full month in the business, I'd been in Kleeneze 6 weeks, we ended up doing £10,074. I was floored at the excitement of it because I still had a day job, and that very first check that I ever got from Kleeneze, I went to the shop and got it photocopied so I could go and show people that it was working. And there, again, I know you can't see it, but the statement used to come like this. The check used to be perforated and you had to tear it off and go to the bank and take it to the bank. Can you imagine you had to take it to the bank yourself? But that's what we had to do back then. But £10,074 here, 1993. There you go. And that was my very first check in Kleeneze. And you know something? In my opinion, that's probably one of the most important checks. And it doesn't matter whether your check's 300, 500, 200. The first check that you get is so exciting because you can show people a check with your name on, and my God, the thing is working. So, £10,074 was our very first month. I was excited. I thought, will it work again? Next month we did 11,225, and then the month after we did 20,700. And 2 of the people that I'd introduced, one was a coal miner, ex-coal miner, one was a car mechanic, normal lads, normal people. They both went gold, and we ended up being bronze executives. Again, so excited, but we were just young people believing in what we had hold of and just working at it. That's all we did. We just worked at it. Some more exciting jumps that we had in our time. 1 month we did 24,995 as a little team. The reason I want to tell you some of these different figures is because different people in the room are at all these different sort of levels. And I want to explain to you that if you work hard, work right, keep what you're doing duplicatable and exciting, these are the kind of jumps that you've got that lies ahead for you, and I can guarantee it. This month we were doing 24,995, and I was frustrated that we'd missed 25,000. I'm like, oh, I can't believe we've just missed 25 grand. How ridiculous is that? The very next month it was 37,000. The month after that was 67. The month after that, 76. I'm like, oh my God, people are starting to do it now. People are starting to copy. People are starting to understand what we're in. The very next month, here's a few, sorry, not the very next month, but another period when we had some really exciting jumps. 1 month, we had 115,000 little team turnover. The very next month, it was 140. The month after that, it was 160. This was blowing me away now. This was this little part-time thing that everyone kept telling me I wouldn't work, I was wasting my time, who's going to join, who's going to do it? I'm thinking, do you know what, I'll just keep on keeping on, I'm going to do things my way. I didn't listen to anybody who tried to put me off, and the jumps just got bigger and bigger and bigger. Another month, our team was turning over about 260,000 a month. The very next month, it was 370,000. The month after that, 450. And then a little while after that, we're running at about 500,000 a month. The very next month, these are monthly jumps that were happening at the time. Then 750, 870, and then we topped 1 million. What got us there was the fact that it just wasn't complicated. Everything I did, everything I said, everything I taught, I really, really believed anyone could have copied what I was doing, or even a better job. They might think, oh, I could do it better than that. Great, great. But the thing was, we kept it so easy and duplicatable that we had that kind of momentum going on. And the same will happen now. Some people it's happening to right now. The 30-30 mini people, it's just phenomenal. Just getting stuck in. How come some people can do that and then some people saying, I can't sponsor anyone? It's an attitude thing. It's all what's up here. It really is. As long as you keep it simple and not too complicated, okay? Another important thing is to work together and give it time. So important. Don't fall out with each other. Don't let your ego become bigger than your business. And Just do what you've got to do. In fact, we all need to work together all the time. It was mentioned earlier. It's so important. We just need to work together and support each other. There's no secret in this game. I've said that for 25 of my 25 years. There is no secret. We're all doing the same bloody thing with the same catalogue. We're offering the same video, the same marketing plan. We're all doing the same thing. And you know what? There's so much room for so many more people, because people haven't heard of Kleeneze out there yet. Some people, they still haven't. But here's some of the simple things that we taught, right? Take responsibility for £1,000 a period. Now, again, that's not a lot when you break it down. It's £250 a week. £250 a week, that's just 25 customers-ish spending a tenner. That's not hard, is it? When you think about it, 25 people have spent £10 with you each week, and you've done 1,000. Now, whether you do that with catalogues or you do it online or a mixture of both, taking responsibility for £1,000 a period is not hard. And then all you've got to do is share that idea with a few other people. Okay? Here's a little retail plan that we have used for years and years and years, and it's quite simple. It's been mentioned even earlier today. 200 catalogues twice a week. It works, guys. It just works. You'll gradually build up your customers. You heard from Sat. There's times when he went out and got no orders out of 300 books, and then other times it was phenomenal. You've got to go with the ups and downs of it all. But 200 catalogues out twice a week. If you look at the hours, it's a couple hours here, a couple hours there. Collect them back in, do your deliveries. 12, 11, 12 to 15 hours max. And you could be earning about £400 or £500 a month just on your retail alone. That little tiny example there shows about 460. You'd earn about 460 with your commission and your bonus, okay? Get to a level where you've got about 50 inquiries a week coming through. And then this is the important part. The fortune is in the follow-up. Now, in the olden days, when people used telephones, we used to have to phone everyone and try and catch them live. We've got things like all kinds of social media now, texting, WhatsApp, everything. So your follow-up might even just be a WhatsApp message or a text or whatever. If you can't get hold of people with a live phone call, still follow them up with texts or emails or on social media, because the fortune is in the follow-up. You must follow up the information you send out to people. And then here, all you have to do is get to a level where you've got 15 or 20 people. Not all of them are going to be ready to work and do the thing and crack on with it. They just don't see it all at the same time. But out of 15 or 20 people, you might have 5 or 6 people who are ready to go with it right now. Work yourself a regular retail plan, and you can turn your business round in absolutely no time. Have a target to sponsor 10 active wide. 10 active wide people offer you who are actually doing the do, putting orders through, and you consider them active. So 10 active wide, and never stop. Just keep doing that. As one of them reaches the gold distributor level, just keep on working on being at least 10 active wide yourself. It's very, very profitable and just works. And here's just some of ours. These are people that were literally sponsored as new people, born into our PSG, and then gradually became gold distributors. And then some of them went on and built massive teams and have become SEDs and beyond. But our 9 front-level gold distributors were a friend of mine, my brother, a delivery driver, somebody from a 3-foot rule, that you just speak to them, or in your vicinity, if you like. Somebody from an advertisement, our cleaner, a breakdown man. I'd left the lights on my car one time, shut it in the garage. I thought it was on automatic, but it wasn't. A breakdown man came, started the car. He ended up joining. I then bought a big Jeep, and I'd left the lights on the roof on there one time. Got the AA out again to fix that, because the battery had gone flat. Another AA man. So these were just normal people in the course of our lives. 9 front-level gold distributor legs, 5 of which became like SEDs or beyond. So normal people that you're going to come into contact with. And here's an important one. Your turnover will be in direct proportion to the amount of people that you have turning up at meetings. Meetings are so crucial for people to get to know each other. They really are. And speaking of meetings, actually, Jay Singh, who runs the Wolverhampton and Birmingham meeting down here, I'm going to be back down in this area in January. Jay Singh's Birmingham meeting is the 30th of January. And Jay's Wolverhampton meeting is the 21st of February. And I've said to Jay, I'll come down and support these meetings for you, because the population down here, and let me say, you're all invited if you want to come along. Check on the company bulletin with Jay's details, but get along to the meetings, and everyone should be supporting each other's meetings. Let's all start sharing the meetings that we're doing on the company bulletin, and then where you can, turn up and support that event. Because when you're down, the meeting needs you, and when you're up, the other way around. When you're up, the meeting needs you, and when you're down, you need the meeting. They're so important to building a great business, okay? Here's another good one-liner. Make a difference in one person's life every day, and your life can change forever. I love that. Because you don't have to go out and do a massive, just one every day, do something. Give this thing the respect that it deserves, get smart at it, understand the marketing plan, understand how you're going to make your money, understand how to help your people make the best and make it be as profitable as they can. Understand the thing. Learn. Get smart at it. You'd have to do it if you were doing a degree or if you're doing a car mechanics course or an electrician's apprenticeship. You'd have to understand it. It's the same with this. And another simple thing, you can fit Kleeneze around your life or you can fit your life around Kleeneze. One will give you an income, the other one will change your life forever. The choice is yours. And it is yours. It is your choice. You know, you don't have to work at it all day long, every day. You don't have to. But you'll get out of this thing what you put into it. And some of the books that you need to read along the way, very quickly. I haven't got time to cover the books today in any sort of depth, but The Basics by Don Failer, absolutely cracking one. The Fundamentals by Ed Ludbrook. Anything by Jan Roos, all good stuff. The Rhinoceros Success. Some of these, I'm talking like 8 or 10 books that will absolutely change your life. Change your life. This one here, Beach Money, I brought it along with me today. He gets on about your life is like, if you compare it to a yardstick in his American way, 3-foot rule, basically, and 1 inch representing about 2 years of your life. What he's saying is, in our business, your most productive work in life is between 20 and 65. And most people work really hard for all those years, then retire, and some people retire broke or retire and die, and they've not really had a life, and it's now you're already at the end of your yardstick. You haven't got much time left. Yet in this business called network marketing, which is illustrated up there in red, in 2 to 4 years, if you get stuck in this kind of business, you can free up having to work for the rest of your life. Doesn't matter where them 2 years are in your life's journey, in 2 years you can turn your life around completely. Now, this guy says in this book, and it's really interesting, I'm just going to read from the book here. He says, I built this business in the old days, before the advent of the internet. I didn't even own a computer at the time, yet today we have tools and technology that can accelerate the growth of any business. But the fundamentals of building a business have not changed. Technology is important and can streamline the processes of growing and managing an organization, but the fundamentals of relationships do not change. I see many young entrepreneurs struggling with the fundamentals of growth in network marketing. Their biggest problem is leaning too heavily on the internet and technology to build their businesses. Many will completely abandon the basic principles for growth and trade them in for automatic systems designed to scoop up in mass quantities. They expect technology to do the work for them. Inevitably, they are baffled of how to attract a large group of loyal entrepreneurs and keep them for the long haul. It's just such down-to-earth, realistic stuff. And I'm thinking, God, that's so right. And then a few of the points he says up here. A few points to consider. You must have a plan and stick to it for 18 to 24 months. You can build a serious income on a lunchtime schedule. Usually your big income growth will be tied to the work of 1 or 2 people. Very true. To find the 1 or 2, you must sponsor and train at least 20 to 30 people. Another important point you make, 60 to 90% of the people that you show your opportunity to will probably not be interested. And technology will not replace the fundamentals of building a successful business. Also, regardless of how financially tough your situation is, you can turn it around in 18 to 24 months. It's just life-changing. There'll be 2 or 3 pages of a book that can change your entire attitude on what you've got hold of here. But please, 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 I mean, I'm not selling books. Get them from Knowledge is King, get them from Amazon, borrow them from your upline. But please read the books and learn about this business, because it will change your life forever. Very simply, he says, get a few distributors, get a few customers, and teach those to do the same. Another thing he touches on in the book is he keeps everything so simple. This is what I love about his book. He says, if an 8-year-old can't understand it or do it, don't do it. That's so true. You've got to keep it simple that anyone could copy. And when I started the business, when I came into this thing in 1993, I was in a mountain of debt. Some of it I didn't even know about at the time, but it was a nightmare. £43,000 of bad debt, 7 county court judgments against us, and just life was in a right pickle. That's why I joined. These were some of the letters that we were getting when I joined Kleeneze back in the early to mid-90s. You know, county court this, county court that, behind on your poll tax, cars getting repossessed. It was one thing after another. It was so draining, it was untrue. But I didn't tell a single soul about it at the time. I was just trying to motor on through it and get through it and just try and keep everything upbeat and positive. I'd never even read half the books back then because I was still so new. I just naturally tried to keep things positive, thinking no one wants to hear my bad news. I'll just keep on keeping on. I'll just soldier my way through it. But because of this business, how the letters changed. A few years later, and bear in mind, when things were tough, and I'd spoke to the bank one time, says, oh, is there any chance you can clear me a cheque because I get paid on Thursday? I'm sorry, Mr. Foster, you should have thought about that before you issued the cheque, I'm sorry. So therefore the cheque bounced, and then you get about a 35 quid charge. Oh, please. Times were so tough. And then I get this sort of letter a little few years later. Dear Mr. Foster from Lloyds Bank, dear Mr. Foster, it's great to hear what a success your business has become. I'm writing to introduce myself and I'd like to come along. He came to my house. The bank manager person had come to my house. I thought, God, how things have changed. I purposely got the Bentley out the garage. I had a 7 Series BMW as a runabout, everyday runabout, and I squashed them so close together that when he pulled up outside my house, he had to squeeze between both cars to get to my front door. I thought, you'll see a bloody change, pal. But because I had been so frustrated when I had no money, and they wouldn't even help you when you had no money, and then now, when things turn round and your life's starting to get a bit better, they're all over you. Another letter, how times had changed. Dear Mr. Foster, it was a pleasure to hear you've recently bought a Rolls-Royce Silver Surf, blah, 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 blah. I'm thinking, you think it was a pleasure, mate? You have no idea what it's took to get to this place in my life. I'm a scrawny little lad from the shipyards. I'm from a 3-bedroom council house, and I'm not knocking council houses. I'm not saying that at all. That's where I'm from. My mum and dad, I lived in the 3-bedroom council house, and I worked in the shipyards. This was life-changing things began to happen to us because of this business. And then I finished up in the Sheffield Star newspaper because we ended up moving to Sheffield and spent a few years down there. And then I finished up on the front cover of a magazine. And again, talk about exciting. The magazine people had rang me for an interview or whatever, this national magazine, to see how I was doing and my story. And then the guy said, I'll send you a copy when it goes to press. And when the copy came through the letterbox and I was on the front cover, I nearly ran up. I ran up the house like a kid. You'd think I was 7-year-old. It was like on Home Alone. I was running around like, I'm on the front cover. I'm on the cover. Oh, my God, we need some extra copies to send to people. Because I was just so excited. This business, this whole thing had turned my life around so much in what I saw, really, in such a short time. And then I had this brochure. This is what's really interesting. Everything you've heard about goal setting today from Fiona and all the other speakers about visualizing it and how the universe has a way of bringing things up, bringing things to you. This brochure I had wrote to Rolls-Royce for. It's got the date in the back of it, which again, you can't see it, but it's 1977. I was a child, I was about 13, and I'd wrote to Rolls-Royce saying, can you send me a brochure, right? And this brochure, I turned it like that, and it is just the original brochure of this car back in this 1977. And that was pinned above my bed. I was on the bottom bunk because I was the fattest. But that was pinned above my bed from age 13 to when I left my mum's house at about age 23. And it went into a box of car magazines and stuff. And like, do you know what? That picture there is that brochure, right? Now, everyone was telling me I was wasting my time, and I'd been a daft, crazy kid who'd love Rolls Royces from being 7 or 8 year old. I just loved them. But what's exciting and how things do turn around in your life, that's that brochure, and then that's my Rolls Royce driving down our drive. So just a few years later, just by applying a few basic things, we were literally living the dream of like childhood dreams. The other really spooky thing is, look at the trees. Look at the trees. We even had a tree-lined drive almost a quarter of a mile long down to the house. Anyway, moving quickly on, because I think I'm just about going to be out of my time. Life had changed so much. There we are there. Here. And in fact, the day I went down to London to pick up the car, I drove to London, I bought the car, I was so excited. I went all the way down to London, picked up the car, but I then forgot, oh, God, I'm doing a conference call tonight for Pete and Jackie White. So I literally pulled the car out the showroom, drove around, parked up in a side street, and I did a conference call for Pete and Jackie White's team when I bought that. For you young people, a conference call was when you actually spoke words into a phone. And the very first outing of that car, I'm sitting in the back of it doing a conference call for Pete and Jackie. I was so excited, and they probably can remember that call because I must have been on cloud 9. I think I was floating on the interior roof of the car while I was doing the call. I was so excited. But yes, our life changed dramatically. Absolutely, incredibly, because of this thing called Kleeneze. We ended up moving into a 7-bedroom farmhouse in 14 acres. Absolutely gorgeous. There's another picture of the back garden. I've got this really big pair of step ladders. I went out and took this picture just for today. No, absolutely amazing. I couldn't believe I lived there. So you know when people say to you, it sounds too good to be true. I've thought that for 25 years, and I'm in it. So don't take any notice. Too good to be true? Of course it's true. It just works. If you work at it, it works. And you know what else I found? When we moved into the farm, and I had loads of boxes of stuff from previous house moves, I came across my school report. And I've got to share it with you because I'm so embarrassed, but I'm not. Because if there's one thing this will maybe reach 2 or 3 people in the audience, it doesn't matter what your education level is. You can make it in this business regardless. You can have 3 degrees and a PhD, great, or you can be this thick, right? Anyone can make it. This is my school report. A deplorable set of results. If Robert transferred half the energy he employs in trying to avoid work to the tasks set in each subject, success will be guaranteed. Right? Head of year. I've had many talks with Robert about his work and attitude to school, etc., but to little effect. A tragic waste of real talent. Form tutor. A very sad waste of real ability. Right? Here we go. English. After a good, unfortunately brief start, Robert's efforts have decreased to the point where they are virtually non-existent. He has been tempted away from the consideration of his future by the transient glitter of the cults of today's youth, and without guidance he will come to rue it. Mr. Conroy. Right? Mathematics. This is a disgraceful set of results. This is a disgraceful result due to an attitude which has probably declined during the year. Robert is throwing away any chance of showing his true ability in maths. French. Well, in a little northeast village, there's not many French people. And as a 12, 13, 14-year-old kid, I just didn't get it. I'm thinking, why do we need to speak French? We don't even really speak proper English up here. Why do we need to speak French? I really didn't get it. My God, now I wish I could speak French. I wish I could speak German. I wish I could speak Spanish. I get it now. Anyway, French. This result reflects not so much a lack of ability, but as a regrettable attitude towards class discipline, a deplorable approach to the subject, altogether a disgraceful state of affairs. Okay. Biology. Robert is not without ability, but has shown little effort or willingness to learn. Physics. There is something wrong here. It's shocking, isn't it? It's so bad. History. Robert is an able, intelligent pupil who should be doing better. Art. Well, I liked art. Excellent. PE. Well, you've only got to look at me. Do you know what I mean? PE. Frequent absenteeism has stunted his progress. Right. My point is, it's disgraceful, but it doesn't matter. Because this business can take anyone from anywhere to wherever they want to go. And that's my point of today. They can take anyone anywhere. So, moving on, I'm trying to tidy up as I go with all my little tools as props as well. I'm doing ever so well. I'm tidying up here. There's a tip. Tidy as you go. No, so we live on a farm. I buy this 4-wheel drive thing, absolutely crazy, because we kept seeing them in Florida every time we went on holiday. I'm like, oh God, I've got to have one of them. That's insane. So I had one of these stupid things. Don't buy one. Don't buy one. I mean, I got one when they first come out, but probably wouldn't want one. Nobody would want one now. But 9 miles to the gallon. That never, ever went to 10. Ever. It just did 9 or less. Unbelievable. So please don't waste your money. And another, again, boyhood dream, I had the little Airfix model. Harley Davidson's was daft on them. You know, we used to watch Chips, the motorbike thing when we were kids. And I'm like, oh, I'd love one of them. Love one. So that was the Harley Davidson. Again, there's a long story to that. I haven't got time today. But there's my Harley Davidson. It was the 2003 100th anniversary edition. I was so excited to get one because they were really rare. And then literally, I was in Florida. Used to get the odd Harley Davidson t-shirt when you were in Florida. And I went into the Harley shop in Claremont, where we then bought a house, because we had a house over there. And I literally walked in, and there was exactly the same bike in the shop in Florida. I went in for a $22 t-shirt and come out with a $26,000 or whatever it was motorbike and a bright orange t-shirt. Anyway, took that big American Jeep in for a service one day, and it wasn't ready, and I trudged around Manchester putting cards and flyers out around car parks. I phoned them up, and they said it still wasn't ready over at Bauer Miller's, the American car dealer. And I thought, oh, I'll go to the Lamborghini garage. I'll get myself a cap and a key ring and a mug, because I want a Lamborghini one day too, because I'd also seen the film Cannonball Run. And you get caught up with these things you see as a child, it just doesn't go. You get it out of your system later, like when you pay for servicing. Anyway, that was Thursday, and then this was Tuesday. And even I thought, what have I done? It's £154,000. It's only got 2 seats, and it hasn't even got a boot. You couldn't put a starter kit in it with catalogues, because back then we were delivering our own starter kits. It wasn't automatic. And you couldn't, there was nowhere, it would take a little briefcase. The boot, which was in the front, you could open that and it would take a little slimline little case. Absolutely ridiculous, really. But yeah, servicing. First service, 2,600. Second service, 7,500. I know, that was me in the shop. I'm like, eyes out. By my friend's daughter had just bought herself a 106 Peugeot for about $7,500. I actually said to the lad in the Lamborghini shop, I says, my friend's daughter has just paid that for a car? My car was the same, it looks the same as when I dropped it off on Friday. And I've got to pay her $7,000. I says, that's unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. But it was fun. That was one of its first outings, actually, down to Tewkesbury to Jill's seminar on one particular Sunday. It's really funny, actually, as well, because I bought that in 2006, and I don't know if you can remember, but 2007, it never stopped raining. We had the wettest year on English record. Sheffield flooded, the Meadow Hall flooded, football stadiums flooded, Tewkesbury flooded, and I'm driving around in my very first convertible with an umbrella, thinking I will not be defeated. I didn't really. And then bought a bit more of a practical car, and again, the number plate. In fact, it turns out the number plate is probably worth more than the car. But that was, again, a boyhood dream. I used to have the little plastic fake one on my bedroom wall. And then some of the trips that we've had with Kleeneze, I can't bore you with them, and I'm definitely going to be running out of time. So I'm talking faster just to try and get through the last hour. That's not. I'm nearly there. I'm nearly there. Watch this. Trips with Kleeneze, we've won, across our time with Kleeneze, we've won about 30 different destinations. And they really are everything every other speaker's told you about them. They are 5-star class. You can't put it into words, but you have to, because you've got to try and convey to people how bloody clever these are. But you know what? In Kleeneze, they could take 50 of us to Bognor Regis, we'd probably have a fantastic time. But when they take you to somewhere like Miami or Dubai or wherever, India, you have a ball. You must get on these trips. Anyone who's been on a trip so far, just give me a big wave. Yeah, now stand and shout if you definitely would not miss another one. Wave, 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 yes. Guys, once you've been on these things, you wouldn't want to not be on them. This was us on a trip with Tracy and Harvey, who just won the Mini and cash there. That was us on the beach of Dubai. Harvey just inspecting the spirit level must be slightly out on one of these buildings. And then here I am sitting next to the Burj Al Arab thing there, which was just absolutely fantastic. You're seeing things that you'd only seen as like icons on TV when it's like the fireworks at Dubai or something like that. And we were seeing it in real life. It was just absolutely fab. And I actually took this picture on my mobile phone. Going up the center of the Palm, when the monorail turns right, you get that view. And that's just took on a Nokia phone. I've got it as my screensaver at home. It's absolutely stunning. Some of these buildings and places that you're taking are absolutely incredible. This was us on a tour around Miami, just literally floating by on this little yacht with a free bar, as we remember. Well, we remember getting on, but we can't remember getting off, most of us. And it showed you around the stars houses and through the streets of Miami, the waterways, rather, of Miami. But through the streets of Miami, we went to an American football game and we took on coaches, but we had like 3 or 4 motorbike outriders that literally blocked the road, and they just like how you see the president go through a town, or the Queen or something. They literally just blocked every junction, so our coaches just travelled straight from the hotel straight through. Talk about feeling like royalty or feeling special. We're just a bunch of Kleeneze people who put catalogues out and teach others to do the same. It was absolutely incredible. So that's Pete and Myrna Wellock with a couple of the Harley Davidsons. This is just a typical car in the car parks of the places we've gone around the world with Kleeneze. It was always Rolls Royces and Mercedes and Porsches and Cadillacs and Lamborghinis. Unbelievable. Unbelievable venues you get taken to. And then I went to a meeting in London to meet our new American owners a couple of years back, and ended up in the Great Wall of China. But that's a much longer story, and you'll have to buy me and Jill a drink, and we'll tell you how that happened. But I literally went to a Hyde Park hotel, and Jill says, "Oh well, I'm in London. You could come and we can go in together on the train," and blah 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 blah. Anyway, then finished up in China. But again, what a fantastic trip. It's not normal, is it? What a fantastic trip, and what a fantastic friend she has been to me over the last couple of years, because it's just been a bit tough, some things. But what a wonderful, wonderful Kleeneze pal. Literally, we just picked up and went to China just to get away from everything and, personal shit, like just some tough times. But as everyone said prior today, tough times don't last, tough people do. You've just got to make the best of it. But we've seen places of the world because of Kleeneze and because of Kleeneze money and because of Kleeneze friends that I would never ever have dreamt of being able to see or do. And then things that I've been able to do for my family, again, because of this business. My mum had never had a new car in her life. My stepdad used to always whinge about her using the car anyway that they did have. But I thought, well, I'll buy her her own. So on my mum's 60th birthday, I turned up in Durham with a brand new little car for her. That's my mum coming out the front door, walking down the drive. That's me and my 2 kids giving my mum her car, and that's her little Peugeot. And do you know what? At that point in my life, I mean, my mum's 74 now, so 14 years ago, I'd never paid £11,600 for a car of my own. Ever. And yet we could just easily go out and buy my mum a birthday present, a 60th birthday present of a brand new little Peugeot car. Absolutely phenomenal. And then that's her with the little 60 badge on the steering wheel and the little birthday cake that sang happy birthday. Now, again, when I was going through the toughest times, my toughest times, when I've had to go up to my mum's and say, "Can you lend us a couple of pounds? I need to go through the Tyne Tunnel. I've got no money." Or when creditors of the 7 county court judgments and those people came knocking at the door, and I've like been standing at the door saying to some collector, look, I've just got no money, is there any chance you could come back next Thursday? And like my mate was in the kitchen and you just would stick 20 quid through the door, and like, oh, there you go. But people have helped me out when I was literally at rock bottom. And one of the most exciting things I was able to do, apart from my mum's thing, which was a birthday present, was my best mate who had helped me out when I really was on rock bottom. I went to the American car dealer where I bought my yellow car, because his dream car when we were little kids was a blue Corvette. He always used to say, if my dad wins the pools or wherever, or when I get older type of thing, electric blue Corvette. Well, I tell you what, there was nothing like the buzz I had going to Bower Millers in Manchester and buying an electric blue Corvette, driving it on that Monday morning up to Durham myself. It's the scariest drive of any car I've ever done, because it wasn't going to be mine. And then I just drove into where he worked, and one of his pals shouted, Steve, Steve, Steve. Well, they'd seen me pulling in different cars and bikes and that I'd bought myself by now, but everyone knew I wouldn't buy me an electric blue Corvette. And when Stephen came out of his office, I just said, can you give me a lift home? And Kleeneze's done so many things for me, for my kids, for my life, but the joy it gives you to help with the people is phenomenal. Because when we were kids, we used to knock about on shit like this, where you'd make it out of an old pram with a bit of wood, and then here we were now as adults. And I've known this lad since I was 10-year-old. With like, what we'd only ever seen we'd only ever seen this stuff on telly, in films. Anyway, fantastic time with the kids. My 2 kids are the 2 in the middle, and the 2 other kids are John and Janice Holsall's 2 kids. Absolutely fantastic, just holidays. These kids have grown up because of Kleeneze, going to Disney World to the point where they were bored. I can remember Laura saying to me, Dad, do we have to go again this year? I'm thinking, God, it was my dream to do some of this stuff. And the kids, they literally grew up with it. So I was like, oh, Dad, I'm not bothered about going for Christmas. So I ended up taking my son and my nephew, Mickey's cousin, because Laura didn't want to go. She'd been so many times. So the kids have quite literally grown up going over to Florida to Disney World. And then I did another really fantastic holiday at the time. My uncle, my mum's oldest brother, moved to Australia in the 60s. And I did a proper surprise and landed at my mum's house one day with 2 tickets for Australia. Well, I was going as well, but for them too. And then my uncle was expecting us going to Australia, but he didn't realize I'd brought my mum. So that was just a magic holiday that, again, you cannot, it's not about the money, but Kleeneze enabled that to happen. And that moment and that time that we all spent together was absolutely fab, because my mum was able to see my uncle's grandkids, who she'd obviously never seen before. It had only been photographs. And then a little short while after that, for the Christmas of the very same year, we ended up taking my nana to Disney World, because she'd said, God, we never got stuff like this when we were young, you know, all these trips away that you all get. So I said to my mum, well, let's take my nana for Christmas. So me, my mother, my sister's 2 girls, and my nana, we all went for Christmas, and there she is meeting Mickey Mouse, there she is meeting Santa Claus, and we just had the most fabulous time. But then we lost my nana the next August. That was her last Christmas. So, you know, thank you, Kleeneze. We couldn't have made that happen. And then my little girl, who, again, I've drove around in old bangers for cars, 200 and 300 pound cars that you just hoping gets you through next month, never mind a year. And then I didn't want Laura, when she was on the road, to not have a decent car, a 17-year-old little girl out on her own in a car. And that was a goal of mine throughout my Kleeneze time, to be able to buy a new car for when Laura was 17. Anyway, we just pretended, because she wanted a yellow Beetle. She says, oh, my dream car will be a yellow Beetle one day when I pass my test and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, we go to the VW garage, but I'd already been there the day before, because I'd already bought it and tied balloons and teddy bears and stuff to it. But Laura thought we were going to pick up a brochure on a Beetle, so she could like set a goal, because I taught them to have goals and set goals for stuff they want, and thought she was just going to be picking up a brochure for a yellow Beetle about 2 weeks before our birthday. It was a couple of weeks before, I think. And pressed the button in the VW garage and the car come out the floor. So that's Laura's 17th birthday present. Thank you, Kleeneze. Absolutely fantastic to be able to do this for your kids. And what I would say about kids, some people don't have any motivation for things for themselves. Then let your kids be the driving force then. Think about what you can do for your kids' future, how you can affect them. For our 18th birthday, again, I was able to pay, because of Kleeneze, a trip to Australia for her and her boyfriend. That's her climbing the Sydney Harbour Bridge. And then that's her and her boyfriend whitewater rafting down the Barron River. We'd done all these things on Kleeneze trips, but I was 40-odd-year-old and had won them. Here, my little girl was only 18, seeing these places in the world, which was just phenomenal for us to be able to do that for them. There they are on the Great Barrier Reef, and there they are in the water at the Great Barrier Reef, 18 years of age. To open their mind and open their life and open their eyes to these things I'm so proud to have been able to do that because of this business. And then obviously a year later, my son was 17. He knew he'd be getting a car because I couldn't not if Laura had got one. So his was a done deal. He used to text me something different virtually every week. Oh, Dad, I fancy one of these now. Oh, Dad, I fancy one of them. Dad, will I get mine before my birthday? Dad, will it be this? You could keep it in your garage until I was 17. You couldn't get it now. He changed his mind so many times. And then in the end, he settled on this yellow Corsa thing, which fortunately he still wanted by the time I'd bought it. And that was him picking up his 17th birthday present. And then, again, him give the big badge saying 17 on the wheel. And you know what? That was him just before. He's 16-year-old. He was 19 stone. But again, he just set a goal one day and said, God, Dad, I can't believe I'm nearly 19 stone. I'm gonna lose some weight. And 1 year later, he'd lost about 9 stone. Absolutely incredible. I can't believe the change in a person. But he had got a new girlfriend, and there was obviously a lot of exercise going on in his little bedroom. So he didn't half get himself in shape. And then you can't really probably see this picture very well, but on that little... Laura had always wanted to be a nurse from being tiny. She always wanted to be a nurse. And that's her gran. And one Christmas, her gran had bought her this little nurse's outfit, but it's got Laura embroidered on here as well. Now, obviously, we've had that photo on the wall in the family for years. But I was so proud when just a few years ago, she texted us a picture of her, the very little selfie she took when she got her nurse's uniform, because she'd spent 3 years in Edinburgh University studying to be a nurse. She is just so proud, and I am so proud of her, because she's always wanted to be a nurse. You see, not everyone wants to be a Kleeneze person. Not everyone wants some of the material things or whatever. But just seeing your kids get what they want, achieve what they want, and follow some kind of path and some kind of dream is so rewarding. It really is so rewarding. And they grow up so quick. Just bringing things up to date and to almost sort of finish off. About an hour, I think, left. I'm nearly done. This is a recent photograph of us at Scott's birthday, and then last year Laura got married. That's my son, my daughter, and her husband at the side there with the beard. This is me and Laura dancing on her wedding night. Scott just thinking he's Lord of the Manor because we were in a Scottish castle. And then I took this beautiful picture of Laura just on my phone while she was talking to our friend, and I love this picture. I've got it blown up on a canvas on my dining room wall. She's just absolutely beautiful. I'm so proud of them. Here they are on top of the world. They went on a honeymoon to... well, where did they go? They went to Cape Town, then a week up near Johannesburg on a safari, then Mauritius for a week, then Dubai for 4 days. It was like, where did they not go? Absolutely fabulous. But again, to see them enjoying themselves and having an absolute whale of a time, it's just such a buzz, such a buzz. They're two absolutely fantastic kids. And then moving things on a bit more, Scott went and had a baby. Well, Scott didn't. That would have been on the news. Scott's girlfriend had a baby. And I'm now a granddad last year. And it's like, really? I only feel 25. How can it even be possible when in my head and everything about me feels 25, and I've now got a 23-year-old with a baby? So that picture there is my mum. It's 4 generations. My mum, Scott, me, and the little one. Rory, he's called. Absolutely fantastic. Now, what I've tried to do, as quick as I've been able to do it, and I'm sorry for overrunning, but what I've tried to do is just explain and maybe give you a few bits of tips and a little bit of advice and give you a snapshot into the life of a Kleeneze person. Because I don't know anything else, and 25 years of my life has gone like that. Like I say, I still feel 25. But look what a life this business has given us and how it's touched so many other people's lives because of this business. The question I've got to finish off on really is just, what do you think I think of the guy that showed me Kleeneze? Well, it's given us this. I absolutely love them to bits. Because someone shared this business and it has changed my life, my kids' life, and thousands of other people's lives. Now, what I want to say to you today is you've got exactly the same opportunity in your hands to change not just your life, but thousands and thousands of others. I can't thank Alan and Elaine Moffat enough for what they've done for changing my life. I love this business. I love you people. And just make 2018 the best you can make it. Thank you. Thank you.
Look after him. The absolutely amazing Mr. Rob Forster. There's no one like him, there never will be. Inspires hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people. Thank you, Rob, really appreciate it. And just, you know, you epitomize everything that is good about this amazing business. So, in a moment, we're going to qualify somebody for Las Vegas, as you do. And we're going to find out who the 2017 Distributor of the Year is. But first, let me just thank today's amazing speakers. Will you please come and all join me on stage? Thank you to Fiona Webb, Martin Bell, Nicole Kaywood, David Wilson, Satvinder Sagoo, Maria Longright, Claire Kinsella, and of course, the wonderful Rob Forster. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Mr. Wilson, thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Where's Rob?
I think we are just in the toilet.
Sorry, Maria. Robert, my friend. That was just thank you very much. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. This is ready for gone for a week. Ladies and gentlemen, our amazing Kleeneze new launch speakers for today. Thank you to all of you. Thank you very much, thank you. It's a great moment to actually thank our amazing production team, Martin King and Beyond the Conference. You've stayed with us for so many years. You've done such an amazing job. You've got an amazing team, especially Lee Pinder. Thank you for everything you've achieved. We are stronger together. Thank you. So, in a moment, we're going to do a Las Vegas prize draw. But let's just take a quick look at our Las Vegas destination. April 2018, an amazing Kleeneze destination. So, let's do a prize draw. And I think most of you know the drill. What we'll do is we'll, using our random number generator, we'll pick 10 names. And if you do happen to be in the bathroom at the time and you don't come up, then I'll just call somebody else. So, worst time to go to the toilet ever. So, 10 names from this audience. When your name is called, come and join me on stage. Then one of you will be going to Las Vegas in 4 months. So, let's have a look at the random number generator for our first name. Michelle and Brian Hewitt, come and join us on stage. Tim and Tina Pace, please join us on stage. Louise Sims, please join us on stage. Louise, are you here? David and Megan Saville, please join us on stage. Dave Birtwhistle, Angela Tonkin, come on stage. Let's do that one again. You want to hear? Monica Dolman and Margie Wadicki, join us on stage. Jill and David Mason. Jackie Hand. We're going to keep going. Sandra Marston and Gerard Fox. Oh dear, what a day not to be here. Let's keep going. Bob and Rosemary Hardy. Joanne and Stuart Lamb. And Mariana Gruniva Branch. All right. Clive and Bev Currier. And that is our 10 distributorships. One of you will be going to Las Vegas. So I think we need a tombola. Please, tombola boy, bring out the tombola. So I think we know the drill. Here are my balls. And one of them, I'm going to get a very lucky handful in a moment because one of them has a little bit of paper in them which says Las Vegas. So, will you please, one at a time, in an orderly fashion, come and pick a ball? Please be my guest. One at a time, in an orderly fashion, but don't open the ball until I say so. Rosemary, come on. Come on. Come on, Tina. Come on, come on, come on. Meg. Mrs. Lamb. Angie. Monica. Mrs. Branch. You?
Ooh, which one?
Well, I'd take this one if I was you.
You better.
And Beverly, it's your ball.
Thank you.
So, in a moment, please, when I say so, open your balls, and of course, the person who has the piece of paper in it that says Las Vegas, it'll be just my luck that all of them say Las Vegas today. It'll be just my luck. The one that has Las Vegas, you really must make yourself known in the best way possible. So please, open your balls and let's see who's going to Las Vegas.
How long does it take to get a passport?
Wow, I guess you're going to Las Vegas. Did you say to me how long will it take to get a passport?
I did, yes.
I take it you're going to go to Las Vegas then?
Yes, yes.
Have you got anything else to add?
Not at the moment.
Not at the moment. This is absolutely fantastic.
Will somebody drive me home? I don't think I can.
Listen, really appreciate it. I know you've been in the business a while, and it's just fantastic that you're going to Las Vegas. To the rest of you, I'm really sorry that's not you, but hey, somebody had to have it. But you will all get a bottle of champagne in a moment. But Joanne, are you sure there's nothing else you'd like to add?
Thank you, Kleeneze.
Hey, you're welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, Joanne Lang has qualified for Las Vegas. You stay here with me. You stay here. Right. Excuse me, not you this time. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah,
you're
bye.
welcome. Thank you. So now, why don't all the other Las Vegas qualifiers come and join us on stage? Let's see who you are.
You're right. You are my friend. Thank you. Well, good news. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations. Oh, well, hurry up. Congratulations to all of our Las Vegas qualifiers! Now, ladies and gentlemen, for our most prestigious Distributor of the Year trophy. This is the highest Kleeneze accolade awarded for outstanding leadership, for inspiration to the network, for having that winning attitude, someone who really epitomizes the ethos of Kleeneze. But first, let's just recognize our previous Distributors of the Year. Will you please come and all join me on stage if you are here? Chris and Wendy Mason-Paul, Roy and Margaret Japp, Bob Webb, Phil and Jean Warrington, Rob Forster, Tony and Muriel Judson, Peter and Jackie White, Mike and Amanda Bibby, Mike and Jean Day, Gavin Scott and Craig White, John and Junior Hawks, and of course, our current Distributors of the Year, the one and only Eamon Lynch and Marie Ryan. Ladies and gentlemen, some of the people that are responsible for building this Kleeneze business are here on stage. Thank you to all of our previous Distributors of the Year. You are responsible for what we have today. Thank you. It's very much appreciated from us and everybody who's ever been in this business. Thank you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this can be one of those, I think, in my humble opinion, one of those very special moments. The 2017 Distributor of the Year really does epitomize everything we have heard today: pride, loyalty, success. And most importantly, I really believe that this distributorship epitomizes in every way conceivable our new, stronger, together logo. You have done so much for this business. You've always been there, and I think you really are Kleeneze. Ladies and gentlemen, will you please put your hands together for the 2017 Distributor of the Year, Stronger Together, Gillian Nicholson! All yours. I mean it, Gillian Nicholson really is Kleeneze. Without that heritage, I don't think any single one of us would be here today. That heritage is so important to this organization. Gillian Nicholson, you are our much, much, much deserved Stronger Together Distributor of the Year. Thank you for everything. Thank you. All right.
Well deserved.
How can I say anything? Kleeneze has been my life, and it has been my family's life. But this is really for all of you guys as well, because without Kleeneze, we wouldn't be here. I love everybody in Kleeneze, they know, but it's my mum and dad as well. So, thanks.
It's all about heritage, and you epitomise, honestly, you have made this business stronger together. Thank you to Gillian Nicholson for everything you've done. Distributor of the Year, thank you very much. Kleeneze, it really is time to say goodbye. And I hope the message has been strong enough today. We need to be one team. We need to move together. I've never felt that need as much as I feel it today after what we've been through. Share those ideas, become one team. Let's move together. You are the greatest network in the world today. There's absolutely no doubt about it. I personally will never ever let you down, and neither will my team at HQ. We're not going to ever let you down, because I know we can build anything we want to. More today than ever before. The adversity we've been through has brought more determination and courage to go forward than I have ever known in my entire days at this business. After 18 years, more determined than ever before. Thank you for everything you've done for me personally, for our business, for Kleeneze. We're in this together, and we are stronger together. Thank you. Thank you. Well done.